Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to TeamODZ Live. And we're going batch hunting this morning. So we'll be when there's someone on this right here. Oh, I can see him. I can see the top of his head. There he is. Peekaboo. I bet he's adjusting his trainer.
Okay.
We're going to do a couple of laps of, I can't remember what the route is, but it's one of the route badges we have as well. And when Rick's ready. He said he was ready a couple of minutes ago, so I brought the stream up and now he's not ready.
It's a fluid situation. Okay.
Oh, you're ready now.
Let's need to attach shoes. Me.
It's a good thing I'm patient.
Tap.
It's on his bike. Does that mean we're ready?
Yep.
All right, let's Wentle. So we'll see how long it takes us to do this today. I'm thinking it'll probably be one lap for the if it's suitable.
Yeah. I would imagine.
That's probably too much.
Could take like an hour and a half to do this, maybe. For 2 laps.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. We don't have to finish this event. That's the first time I've come out of those pens.
Yeah, spent too much time in this area. Looks like a nice area. I'd go there on vacation.
Yeah, Gardens are well kept. I actually got some work done on Faith's car yesterday.
What'd you do?
I got the timing chain on and it timed.
Oh, nice.
The question of putting it all back together again. And I've got the grass. His kid had a graduation party, so we went there for a little bit and did some fixed car.
I can't see you on my screen.
On which screen?
Or on Discord.
Yeah, let me fix that for you.
Hey, there we go.
Hello.
Well, that's why I was so late. I couldn't tell that you were here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
How about you? What do you get up to over the weekend?
What's that?
What did you get up to over the weekend?
Man, not a whole lot. It was rainy Saturday, so I watched the first stage of the tour, and then that led to just watching movies all day. After that, it was a long stage, so I was tired, you know, a lot of climbing to watch, and so I just vegged out pretty hard. Then yesterday I got some stuff done, but it was also still kind of a slow day.
Yolanda got her citizenship interview date. Finally.
Oh, nice. A year later.
No. Let's see. May, June, July. 5 months later.
Ah.
The second
Well, a
and
year
5 months.
after you.
Oh yeah.
A year after you got yours.
Yes.
Completed yours.
Almost to the day. My oath ceremony was August 10th last year. Her interview is August 12th. But that's
wow.
we only applied for her. We only put her application in March. So.
There.
August is going to be a busy month.
Supposed to take it easy today, and so far, that's what the numbers were saying. And now it kind of feels that way. Now that I'm on the bike. What else do you have to do in August?
Well, so August the 12th is Yolanda's interview. August the 13th, went to Chicago with Faith to Senior Maria's. And then August 17th, we'll pass to be at Andrews for the start of her school.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be camping there for a little bit while we sort the apartment out. And
man, never really thought about how unfortunate that is for if you are a freshman. Usually you show up early at the university, and then, but you also got out of school a little later. So really, you just have less of a get ripped off on summer vacation in between your senior year and your freshman year. I'm giving this the new freshman, college freshman, a voice right here on this street. These atrocities have lasted too long. I think that high school seniors should be able to get out of school and graduate around the same time as the universities get out. I didn't go to college right after high school, so I did not experience this, but I'm sure if I would have gone to college right after high school, I would have probably complained about that. I would have been like, oh great, now I'm getting less summer vacation. Okay. Good morning, Owen.
Hey, Owen.
And then on top of that, Owen will be coming to the States shortly thereafter.
Yeah, that's a month later. Oh. Thank you for the ride on. How was your weekend?
Thanks, Owen.
I actually got some work done on Faith's car. Got the timing chain back on and timed. It's actually easier to get it timed than I thought it was going to be. Yes. How many days, Owen? I'm sure you're counting them. Well, on both types of bike. We're not just route badge hunting this morning, we're also investigating for possible ebb routes. So we'll see how long it takes us to do a lap on this and maybe use it for an ebb route. It'll be an uphill finish, which Rick was really happy about.
Good for me.
Yeah, it builds character, apparently.
I can always use help with my uphill tactics. Not just it's so hard on the ebb since it's like an all-out effort. And you're barely moving. 64 days,
No.
not counting.
I don't know how to respond to that one, Owen. We both need quite a lot more practice on bikes. Kathy's not good on the back. Does that mean... I don't know. Does that mean she doesn't travel well? I don't feel well, Owen.
You try to turn and she tries to go against it. Like, could you let me lead the bike in? I have heard that there is something to, like, especially on trips, to be, there is something to carrying a passenger and having the passenger be able to go with the flow and help as much as possible instead of hinder on all the small areas by distributing their body weight well.
That's where we make a turn. Yes, it is.
My mom and my stepdad's very, very big on Harleys.
Time for an
Always had
update.
one. We went through, when I was a kid, we went through a couple rough patches financially, and no matter what, he always made sure the motorcycle was well taken care of. he's big into it, and so, but him and my mom used to go on trips a lot. And good for him, because I wouldn't go on a motorcycle trip with her, that's for sure. A control enthusiast. Yeah, it's hard to be a control enthusiast on the back of a bike.
Well, there's a simple solution to that, Owen. Put her on the front.
Yeah. I have the same problem, which is actually like a relatively new thing. It's weird because, yeah, when we were in our 20s and 30s, Heidi never had anything to say about anything I was doing in the car. And now it's like she's grabbing onto the handle and making exclamations about everything.
Rick.
Like as if somehow I'm driving crazy. What?
Rick!
Yes.
Watch your power up here. I want this to be a simulation of an ebb.
So go hard. All right, 2.3. This is good because I need to go 2.3 at the highest. Sure.
Hey there, Mark. Happy Canada Day, my friend.
Hey, Mark. Oh, it is Canada Day, isn't it? That means there might be a lot of Canadians in town.
Well, I might regret saying this, Owen, but you can borrow my Madone if you want.
You might want to try to factor that in just in case. I'm sure if you decide to get a random last minute bike, probably Milwaukee at the Harley Museum, probably the place to get one. Be like, all right, so plans have changed. We're gonna need an extra bike. My bike's too loud. It's got this noise.
It only seems to happen when there's someone sat on the back seat.
Either that or get louder tailpipes, but then she'll probably just talk louder, huh? She'll just... So that doesn't always work.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same channel, Owen. Kind of a screaming noise. That's it. It's like Independence Day Eve. What, is there aliens?
Yeah. I saw the movie.
Did lots of UFOs come and plonk themselves over your biggest buildings?
Will Smith is on the way to slap some aliens.
Yeah. Get Bill Paxton on the case as well. All
right, Mark, have a good ride. Enjoy the gravel. I need to get a proper gravel bike, because I have been in the mood to hit the gravel spots lately.
Home Depot, Mark. They sell gravel.
Oh, there's plenty of gravel. No shortage of that, just shortage of a good gravel bike. I have this bike, but I don't want to take this off the trainer ever. My brother doesn't use his. He has a specialized, whatever the gravel bike is, I can't even think of it right now. And that thing is really nice. The one issue though is it doesn't have a power meter. And I'm so used to power meters now that it's like I can't ride without a power meter.
Yeah, you should You know, your experiences with a power meter should lend themselves to being able to ride by feel.
Well, yeah, and I would do fine. I'm sure. Maybe I'd enjoy it more without a power meter, but I have to record everything. I don't know if you see my Strava, but even if I take a little ride down the road, it's recorded. If I walk half a mile to someplace, I recorded that. Maybe not every walk. Pretty close. If it's an actual organized walk, even if it's short, it's recorded. You don't think a Sportster, or the guys don't think a Sportster would survive the whole trip? I feel like a newer Sportster would. I mean, it may not be the most comfortable thing, but you can't tell from your bike. Or you could use it as a thing. All right, so if you feel like you need to drive from the back seat, we can get you a Sportster. I wouldn't recommend it. This bike's way more comfortable, but we will.
All right,
And then
here's the
just
start of our lap. The lead-in done. Good thing we've got a bit more climbing to do yet, because I've got another feather. A feather!
my brother has a, well, yeah, I don't know. My brother, I was gonna say, he has a Street Glide FRX. I think that's what it's called, which is essentially just a hopped up Sportster. But I was gonna say, he never has any issues with that, but he also doesn't take it for long rides. I don't think he's done any really long trips. I think the most he's done with that was like Maine to Vermont. It's actually a very nice ride. If you're into lots of turns and hills, that ride from here to Vermont, it's all like through the woods. You come across the town, a small town every, I don't know, depending, 40 or 50 miles or so. So you can have stopping opportunities, but other than that, it's just woods and mountains and turns. Yeah, maybe it's not the Street Glide. I can't remember what he calls it. But it's an FRX. How about that? Is that a thing? But it's basically like a Sportster frame and then a bigger engine, I guess. Very fast. Yes, that is. It would be very uncomfortable to ride, I would imagine. Or especially on those, I would imagine what you're going to be dealing with mostly is just straight stretches where you just kind of want it to be nice and smooth. Maybe that's what you should plan. You should plan this one, right? And then you do the straight stretches that will be happening. Lots of big land. And then you plan another one where you do like the northeast part of the country. Maybe even like making your way through Appalachia, heading down that way. And then you can do all the mountain pass type things where you're in wooded areas, lots of turns.
Is that where iPhones come from?
Yeah, that sounds about right, Owen. I think that's what it is.
Vic's
Super
ignoring
glide.
me.
That sounds okay. What?
What?
You're right.
You mentioned
You're right.
you mentioned Appalachia. They said, is that where iPhones come from?
Yes. Oh, there's got to be a good retort there. What would it be?
Yes was fine.
I feel like there's something else that must have to do with that region. That could be an I something. There is a shortage of eye teeth. I know that much. You know what I mean? I lived in Appalachia for a little while. I guess on the base of it, but it was close enough to see what it's all about. They were the original ones to start the whole put flags on the back of trucks and just leave them there. Usually they were rebel flags. First time I ever saw that. Yeah, I would say those areas are pretty nice. I'm not from there, so I don't recommend those places, but but I have heard that those are very nice. And they're actually I think they're pretty well kept too, because they don't have as much winter to deal with as up here. It doesn't get quite as frosty. That is one thing here is some of the roads are very good. Other ones, it's they can be bumpy. But a lot of the motorcycle clubs that are well known tend to be located along that stretch from Maine to Vermont.
I'm thinking we're probably not using this for an ebb.
Yeah, this is quite climby.
It's not the climbiness, it's the length. And from the Pens, it took us 18 minutes to get through the lead-in. So we really needed to be back at the Pens by now if we were going to use this for an ebb.
Maybe there's a big downhill after this.
Oh, there is.
And then another uphill.
Well, let me get back to the start again.
That's going
the downhill.
Down. Oh no, a hill, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's all hill no, but
what's the hill in Bologna? Is that San Remo or something? Did you watch that at all yesterday?
me? No.
It was so cool.
I watched the Austrian Formula One.
On it, I think. Oh yes, that's right. The people with engines. Still a good physical feat.
Once it's San Luca.
San Luca, that's what it is. Yeah, that was cool. I couldn't help but watch it and be like, I've ridden there before.
Yeah, we go down the straight bit of the Great Horn. Tell you which one we're on.
Yeah, I was spending my time with, well, my brother-in-law showed up and he was watching, and then he's like, what's the percentage at the top? That's the steepness, right? I was like, yeah, the gradient. And so then I was like comparing it. I was like, well, they were on the 18% part at that point. And I was like, well, that's like, I compared it to a hill that's in Bangor, which I think is the steepest hill in Bangor. And I was like, well, that one hits 18% at its steepest.
We're on coastal crown loop. Coastal crown loop.
Yeah, today is a flat sprint stage, so they're only going to climb about the same elevation I did for my Grand Fondo. I do wonder how much they are. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more. Crazy, the expectations in the tour, the norms. They call this essentially a rest day. Oh wow, they haven't even started yet.
Tell them to get their finger out, or no?
Yeah, we'll see. This is Cav's chance for sure. We'll see though. I feel like Phillipson still has it. But hopefully, unlike last year, hopefully this year, Cav's team will be up there with him. And then they can do a little helping of boxing in, maybe. I don't know if any of them are. Supposedly they're a good lead out team.
Well, climbing done for a bit now. And I've got another feather. Great.
Yeah, so I guess it's a little less climbing than my Grand Fondo. More distance. And about half the climbing. Well, maybe a little more than half, actually.
Here we go.
Actually, no. Just
Down a bit.
Just shy of the amount of climbing. I take that back.
Whee!
I trained for steadily for 3 months just to get ready for a Grand Fondo that's less of the work than the quote unquote rest stage in the tour. the good part about it this year was that I felt good at the end of the race. I felt tired, but I felt like I could eat and I could do things. I didn't want to lay down immediately.
Okay, so this could be an ebb route then. 18 minutes from here. After 50 minutes. I want to see how much less distance I have at the end of this than you. I started steering once we got to the end of the lead-in. I'm already 200 meters less than you.
I had this thought yesterday. I was like, ooh, maybe there'll be a spot on the PTT on Thursday, since I'll have Thursday off. And then I remembered I don't have any steering. Never mind. I need to get some steering one of these days. I do have a birthday coming up at the end of the summer. Maybe I can somehow get one then.
Yeah, immediate return of the ride on there.
Yesterday, when I went to go pick up Grace, Heidi asked me to stop by the store and get some index cards. She was doing some sort of study. So I stopped at the store. And as I'm heading up that aisle, would you believe there was confetti cannons there? And I picked up one of those. I was seriously considering buying one.
I was just going to say, please don't tell me you fired it off in the store. Walk up behind an associate and boom!
They got to know what they're getting into putting those on the shelf. Someone's going to do it at some point. I'm a grown adult, so it wouldn't be me.
And maybe only physically, Rick. What's that saying go? Immature. A word boring people use to describe fun people.
Yeah. And then somehow I ended up in the ice cream section. And I almost forgot the index cards.
You know, so I'm out. Yolanda on Friday. Yolanda asked me if I could call at Pick and Save to pick up some things. And while I'm in there, my Dr. Optical called to say that my trial contact lenses are in. I said, okay, well I'm out shopping at the moment. I'll call in and collect them on the way home. Guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to go to Shop to Optical. Oh well. Rough
I hate
day.
it when that happens. Yeah, we were actually like on our way to the checkout, and then it hit me. And Grace laughed. I was like, "Ooh, how would that go if we got back with an armful of ice cream and absolutely no index cards?" When that was the one thing that was asked for. I figured I'd buy ice cream because when I walked out of the door, I looked and there was darkness descending upon the city.
You know, that's what happens when the sun goes
storm.
down.
Oh no. The sun was still out too. It was one of those kind of ones where the sun was still uncovered, but the darkness was looming and it makes it look even darker. And so by the time I got to the store, then it was getting really close. So it was like one of those, let's rush before it starts downpouring, which made it even better that I stopped to look at the confetti cannon and debate buying it. And then, so I was buying ice cream because I didn't know if this was it, you know? You never know with these storms, especially ones that look as dangerous as that. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay,
Who's this? A long time no see.
Yeah. Been a while.
The name's Steve, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the ticket. Marblehead raided us. We've been raided.
Hey, Marblehead, thanks for the raid,
Oh,
my
sorry.
friend.
Not talking about you, you know.
Well, I'd be considered more of a Marblehead, wouldn't I?
Yes, you would. I realized that right after I said it. It's like, oh, yeah, Mel just showed up. Maybe he thinks I'm saying that he just raided us, and his name's Marblehead.
Nick and I are on a route badge hunt and ebb scouting mission here. We can use this route for the Friday ebb this week. Give a few people a route badge.
Hey, Ben. Good morning.
What's your Ben? Hey, look, Facebook messages are working, Ben.
Hey, fixed.
No, I didn't do anything. But we knew it. I already knew it was working because Mark was on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, isn't this great? I was going to say, if you fix Facebook, then first of all, Zuckerberg, eat your shorts, you know, or eat my shorts or somebody's shorts. Just eat shorts. And
I wouldn't even entertain touching Rick's shorts after beans.
No, yeah, it's a good idea. Solid plan. Yeah. And then you're fixing timing chains. Like a big weekend of fixing.
Yeah, I especially wouldn't touch your shorts if you ship them.
Yes. Definitely don't touch shipped shorts. The only thing I fixed on Saturday was my butt straight to the couch. That was great. I mean, I was having a moment of turmoil because I had things I should be doing, but I was just kind of like, yeah, you know what? I mean, this was a tough week. It was busy at work. I was continuing riding. So Owen's asking if he what them? Pardon?
The summer crowd is hitting, I'm guessing?
Yeah. I mean, it's been hitting, but it's always, sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. because I mean, typically we're at least 3 weeks out on a beer.
Yeah.
So the moment that the results of, Memorial Day weekend come in, it's like brew, 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 brew. And then all of a sudden, end of June, it's like, well, now we got to find a place for all this.
You've seen the Kmart advert, haven't you, Owen? You must have seen the Kmart advert. We must have. I know I've shared it on the stream before.
Potentially one of the best commercials of all time ever. At least it's
I don't know. The Budweiser horse fart commercial is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Kmart Dip My Pants is quite a good advert.
How did you beat me on that sprint?
I think you by quite a bit.
Yeah, Ben, not doing too bad. It's July 1st, so in Maine that means the weather has become perfect. So far, the forecast says, I still don't trust it because June is one of those months where the forecast is the forecast and the reality is the reality. Forecast is not necessarily the reality by the time it shows up. It was going to be sunny and 80 all weekend, and instead Saturday was rainy and 60s. Yesterday was cloudy and 80, and humidity must have been just insane because I stepped outside and it was like just a big wet blanket, but it was cloudy all day and thunderstorms.
Wetter than an office pocket.
Wetter than an office pocket. But now that it's July, well, yeah, I'm just talking about why I'm a little apprehensive to say that the weather's fixed is because of June. But now that we're in July, forecast for the next 7 days is 80, sunny, 80, sunny. There's a couple 80 partly cloudies. But this is the time of year where all of a sudden you don't even have to look at the weather, you just go outside. And if a thunderstorm's coming, you just go inside for a moment and then you go back outside.
Back at 3 watts a kilo.
Uh-oh. Ben just pinched me and punched me. Man, those were crazy two first stages of the tour, huh?
I was gonna say that once you're done. The second stage, exhilarating. Man,
That was,
edgy.
that was cool. Yeah, when I saw that, I was just like, oh, here we go. Game on. This is going to be a good tour.
Yeah. The jersey flip today, too, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. We're rooting for Cav. Got to see him do it, especially since he just came with a team ready to do this. Just barely made it. On how did he do yesterday? Did he do a little? He wasn't as far behind, was he? But he was still pretty good distance behind. Yeah, he's trying to put more into that downstroke. Got to add the extra kilos. Got to get the max watts out of him. He's taken himself from a 2.5 liter to a 5.0.
That's what he's doing.
I don't know though. When they were doing the team presentations, he didn't look very big at all. He actually looked pretty small. I was kind of surprised. When he was just standing there, it was like, I mean, like any typical cyclist, when you look at them from the side profile, they're usually, there isn't a lot going on in the shoulders and the upper body. But he definitely, I mean, he looked thin, but yet he still looks bigger, especially when he's on the bike. But for some reason, standing up there, he didn't. Yeah. Yeah, it might have been about 9 minutes yesterday. But yeah, they're totally there. I wonder if after he wins a sprint, if he has any downtime after that, like where he's not winning sprints, if he'll just be like, okay, I'm going home now. I think I'll go home now. I'm done. I'm done hitting all these mountains. I got what I came for. Finally got to go with my local, one of the a Wednesday group ride out of that I've been meaning to do for a while.
Yeah.
I found my people. It was awesome. We were kindly destroying each other, and it was awesome.
Yeah. That's what I always say about the group ride I have around here.
Yeah. It's like we have lots of group rides that are more, geared towards social and, being able to cater towards new riders. Essentially, good introductory group rides for, new customers to the shop. But this one is not that. This one, they don't even advertise it. They don't talk about it. It's like you got to know somebody who tells you that this one's happening. Mainly, I think, because they don't want the wrong person to show up and then end up having to seem like they're being mean. When it's like, no, we're just riding. Just what we're doing. Get dropped on the warm up and be like, ooh, we're just warming up right now. But yeah, the punishment was on. It was great.
There we go. By steering, I'd say 400 meters in a lap.
That's what it was, Ben. He was holding it in. That's why when he started talking, it sounded like he was speaking Italian. He wasn't. He was just holding it all in. But yeah, I definitely found all the KOM holders. It was kind of cool because I've been seeing them all on KOMs and I've heard about them and stuff. And I'd met one of the guys, kind of, not really met him, but raced with him during the Gran Fondo. And then afterwards, we became Strava friends. And then he was there. I was like, oh, cool. Here we go. Guy's fast. And yeah, it was cool to meet all those people that I've always seen sitting at the top of the KOMs. And sure enough, I did get one KOM. Strava showed it as a KOM, but then when I went into it, I think I was second place because the guy who I was talking about, who was at the Gran Fondo, he took the KOM by like a second. I was like, no, but it at least showed a KOM, which I was like, man, this is like 4 KOMs in 1 week. This is a good week. One of those KOMs I share with George Hincapie.
Hincapie!
I will, at least for a while, always be on that one little segment as him and I, same day, same time,
Right there together.
except I'm going to have to try to go out there and get it back, make it mine. And then there was one on our way in, like the beginning of the ride, the first 20 miles, where I took it right over King Cappy. But that was just because we were all riding in a group. I just happened to be a little bit ahead of him.
Okay, well, I think we figured out that this is definitely a valid ebb route. Just one lap though.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, the only thing left is to figure out where that 1 kilometer is, which we'll find out next lap.
Are you sure this is going to be an uphill? I wasn't even paying attention to where the
Oh yes,
the
it's an
finish
uphill.
line was. Must be a slight uphill.
It's quite an uphill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the Mayan mountainside
Oh, it's
climb
the KOM.
thing.
Oh, so the
Yes.
KOM will be.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Andy's coming up with good ways to make us have to do an ebb going uphill
I'm giving people route badges as well.
and giving route badges. He giveth.
Ha ha! Made you say route.
Part of me thinks I held on to route because when I moved up here, nobody said route. So I was like, I'm keeping that. That's mine. I don't even like cycling. I just do it because nobody up here really does it.
The original, huh?
Yeah, that would be a good
Yeah,
reason
gotta
for
be
you to take on kilometers as well.
Yeah, well, hey, a good point. Nah, I kid. I can't stop cycling. I have trouble with it. It's actually kind of an issue. Like today, my numbers, I should be resting. And I plan on riding to work. And
Welcome to
after I
Cyclists
finish this-
Anonymous. Hi, I'm Rick, and I ride my
I have a
bike.
problem.
I can stop anytime I want to. I just don't want to.
I can stop anytime I want to. My brakes work. Suppose I
Speaking
should
of which.
pedal again.
I should probably, I think I need to go into the shop today to get a new front brake and get the extra bit of my stem. I think I've found my handlebar position. No need for a nub anymore. Did you get your new bike yet?
Nope. I just got paid today for the first time.
Oh, okay. That must look like a pretty good check when it takes that long to get paid.
It's beautiful. Very beautiful.
Probably have to control yourself. Like,
It's only
Alright.
1 month though.
let's not go crazy. So you're getting the new Madone?
Hell no. Fuck no. I mean, I
That's
forgot.
such a ripoff.
Why? Not a chance.
Had this conversation yesterday where I was like, essentially, without them saying it, essentially all they're saying with turning the Madone into an Amonda frame with Madone characteristics is that the Amanda was the better bike recently, but the Madone looked flashier. So
On's asked
here
you
you
a
go. We
question, Rick.
mashed them together. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my saddle. I think I'm happy with my saddle.
Well, the thing is, when
I did.
Rick changes his bar position, he's going to have to then adjust his saddle. So it's just going to be a vicious circle.
I had to change the bar position up a little bit because I was getting some issues right here. So I was like, bet it has something to do with that. And so far it seems pretty good. I just need to get over the initial or the residual aggravation that's going on. I don't get that issue on my Amanda. For some reason, I wasn't really as much all winter, but it has been an issue in the past. Then anytime I'm on this bike, all of a sudden it happens again when I'm on my Amanda a lot. If I could just turn this bike into my Amanda, it would be great. But anytime I try to match measurements, it doesn't work out. It's very strange. Like if I do measure seat to handlebar on my Amanda and then do it on this, my seat ends up way too far back so that it's actually like way off. Which is, yeah, just the geometry of this frame, I think, maybe is affecting it.
But that's not what you measure.
What? What do I measure then? Why are you yelling at me?
Feet far up places your knee in the right position above
yeah.
your pedals.
Well, and that's why. That's
It's
why
got nothing
doing
to
that
do with the
measurement didn't
distance
work out.
between.
Well, yeah, and I get that's why it didn't work out. So then I made my own adjustment back to what's pretty normal. So on this frame, typically a good saddle position is a little further back from middle. And so far it's working out well. And my knee looks in line with my toe. The other big difference as well, I think, is my sitting position. When I'm on my Amanda outside, I'm typically a little more aggressive. When I'm on this, I spend some days aggressive and other days just kind of sitting on it.
DoorDash aggressive or what?
Yes. Got to channel the DoorDash on those hard days.
That was quite the change there, Yamal.
You said it was what?
That was quite a change. I mean, it's immediately, as soon as you stop pedaling, you stop smiling. I'm not kidding. I need to clip that to show you. It was immediate. Oh, there we have it.
The pedaling makes me happier than I admit.
I was just going to say, Yamel's only happy when he's
Even
pedaling.
when it hurt. Yeah.
Wow,
I guess.
They're still 10K from the start right now.
Yeah.
Insane. They've been going for over an hour now.
No, we're not 10k from the start. We're 10k from the top of the KOM.
I'm talking about the tour.
Oh,
Stage 3 there. They've been going for an hour, over an hour and a half. And I saw something that said 10k to start.
I thought you meant us.
Oh no.
As we have 10k to go to the top of the KOM.
Oh yeah, we do, don't we?
I should have carried on steering and see if I could finish 1 kilometer less than you.
There's a lot of llamas here.
Mr. Miller would be happy.
Does the GP stand for Grand Prix?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him the next time he's on the stream.
But yeah, pretty much. Oh, and will I ever be happy with any of the position of anything on my bike? I will for a little bit until I'm not. It's a constant thing. I don't get it. Why doesn't everybody else have trouble switching between bikes? I always feel like there's something that can be fixed, and then sometimes I fix it, and then I realize later on, oh, that shouldn't have been fixed. It was already good. Or no, this would be better. My bike position depends on my mood. Does that make any sense?
Oh
Or
no.
maybe what kind of shape I'm in. I do love how the sprinters, they showed Jasper Philipsen on there. And I love how the sprinters, when they're on their bike, and they're just like, their stomachs are all puffed out, and they just look like, they do look like they're just puffy guys.
Oh, y'all are hidden from the world right now?
Yeah, we're in a club event.
The club workout. Did I already get a root badge?
Yes, you did.
I did it again.
Next one of these I create email. I'll invite you as well. Thing is, we started at 6 o'clock Eastern. There is late join for a half hour, but
Wow, I didn't realize Tom Pickup was that young still. He looks so old to me.
Yeah, I do feel like I've been hearing his name for a long time.
Hey, that makes tall. I went. I'm in the process of trying to buy a building, and so I was out by the building the other day, and then I was like, oh, this Jimmy's Seafood here looks exactly like the building that looks exactly like how I want mine to look. So I stopped by it to take a look and everything like that. And the contractor I had that's going to do the work, he drives by too and is like, he's like, yeah, this is what we were talking about. I was like, yeah, you want to go in? So we go in, we end up talking at Jimmy's for a while. But it's in Baltimore. So, hey, Baltimore's Baltimore, but the price is right on it. So hopefully I can get it.
Is Jimmy's Seafood, is that just like a restaurant or?
Yeah, it's a restaurant that mostly has all seafood basically. I got the chicken pasta because I don't eat that shit, but yeah. It was good. But the building, oh, that's the, that's the good part. It's
Is
the
it by
same
the
color.
water?
Kind of, but not really. It's not a beach town in Baltimore, or close enough to be a beach.
Not like a crab shack type of idea or anything.
No, it's not a shack. The building is huge.
Well, yeah, but I always think of a crab shack as like, it's not necessarily a shack, but it's kind of a name lended towards we're by the ocean and we have crabs that were caught in their ocean.
Oh,
Or in that.
I would
or in
doubt their
that bay or
supplier.
whatever.
I mean, their supplier could be, but I don't know. It's not clear though, and they're too large of a franchise, so I would imagine their vendor is large. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not.
they're big enough to have their own branded 18-wheelers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of seafood. It's like a recent thing that I've actually like gotten to the point where I will eat it. If it's like, so there's a couple places, like one place my family likes to go to that called the Young's Lobster Pound on the coast. And it's like, they'll have a get together every year there. And they have no options other than seafood. So I used to just go there and not eat. But I'll eat lobster and I'll eat clams, all the things. But like, I'll never choose to do that because by the time I break apart a lobster and eat all that meat, like I gotta have like 10 lobsters, and that probably won't even sit like that. I'm gonna be hungry like an hour later. Not even. Now, if I have a good surf and turf, that'll hold me over. I gotta have the land mammal to hold down the lobster. And oysters is a relatively new thing for me too. Those were never a thing I would eat. And then I was at a Brewfest once. Someone bought me an oyster. And this oyster company was like, Maine oysters are some of the best in the world. Like the Daramuscata oysters and stuff. And they're just like the perfect amount of salty and it's good stuff. But this company would go and like essentially make like little cocktails in them with all kinds of different flavors, jazz them up a bit. They were so good. At that point, I was like, oh, I think I like oysters, but it's also a thing I wouldn't go out of my way for because they cost so much and they're doing absolutely nothing for you. They're just
delicate.
Yeah. I mean, some say they're aphrodisiacs, but I don't need that. In fact, should probably stay away. Don't want to tip it too much. End up overflowing in aphrodisiac. Then I can't be held accountable for any of my actions. It was the oysters.
With the oysters. Wifey is like, get away from me, I'm done. No. You more.
I have to go over that conversation again because Owen was away. He's back now.
Oh, missed it. I was looking at the chat, just waiting.
Well, I'm not going over the conversation again, Owen.
That was definitely a riff. I can't just retell it and have it. It's never as good as when you just throw it out at the moment, you know. Well, there was a few conversations since then.
Yeah.
We talked about seafood. Talked about looking at buildings, which then led to seafood, which then led to how I'll eat seafood socially, but it's just a very pointless food to me. It doesn't fill me up. And then
Gonna stream it, right, Owen?
How much I love oysters, but yet I just think they're pointless. Because what do? Evil workouts. So happy I'm done with workouts now. I did my workout time.
I'm about to start.
I don't know if I'll do some more workouts this summer or not. I do think that I should have added in some group rides with the shop rides before I went to that race. No better way to sharpen than to, because I mean the workouts only go so far too, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
a workout can turn you inside out, but it's like, I don't know, it's just different. It's different than when, you know, you go to a climb and all of a sudden it's like, all right, let's go. And then people start taking off and then you're taking off. And then you're like, wow, I would normally stop now if I was by myself, but I'm just going to dig deeper. Or at least turn it down when I'm by myself, you know? Like I rarely go over 400 watts on a climb when I'm by myself, but then with people, it's like the amount of surging just to stay on wheels is great.
Look at getting an ANT dongle on the Raspberry Pi and pulling data into a Pi.
All right, here we go. I'm paying attention this time.
You are?
It's up now. We're going up.
We are going up.
It's my first day back in a week and a half.
Oh wow!
We've noticed we missed
I mean,
you.
you lost your streak.
Oh yeah, I did lose it. Now that I think about it.
Have you been riding through that time or?
Not a thing. Week and a half.
Wow.
Since I left for vacation, I've only ran.
Oh, okay.
But I only did that twice.
For some reason I was thinking that maybe you were riding outside, but I would have seen that.
No, my bike is still broken, and I don't feel like riding my gravel bike right now.
Yeah.
What I actually have been doing is because I missed those 3 days at work, and it was the last week of the pay period, I decided to get as much hours as I possibly could. So I worked like 2 full nights and then the full days of all of the week.
Yeah.
And basically in like 50, 60 hours. And then with that, my kids' camp is at 8:30 now. So I can't lollygag out and finish at 8:30. So if I'm not up in time, and it's not possible. And because I was working night shifts, I wasn't getting off until like 1 or 2 a.m. And to get up at 5 and ride, nope. So I was like, I'll just take 1 week off, call it my my rest before I start workout for cross season to come up. I don't know what date Charm City is this year, but I need to add it to my calendar and add the countdown now.
Yeah. It's gonna be a brutal finish.
I want to cat up really bad, so I'm hoping I can make my name there and then request a cat.
Himalayan. Siamese. Tabby. Maine
Well,
Coon.
yeah.
How about a Maine Coon cat?
You get a fairly flat start. It'll only be, what, 2% for the start rate.
Yeah. Oh, it starts now?
We'll start here, yeah.
At 0.8, it was a little more than that. Well, I was just thinking about, wow, we're going to be going uphill. Then it starts. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be work the whole way, that's for sure.
Next to the building I'm looking at, it's a pizza shop that went out of business. And I was really eyeballing it. Like, man, if I get the money in time and it's still not sold, I'm grabbing that and using their facility. And they left all their cooking equipment behind. So I'm guessing they want a shady business. They just went out and left everything. So I'm gonna try and buy it all.
Is it connected?
It seems I can't go in. I didn't, because it's not listed for sale. And yeah, so.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So that one's not listed for sale yet. I'm guessing it's recent, or they just haven't listed it. It hasn't been enough time sitting for it to bankrupt or go under the nobody's been there for 2-3 years clause or whatever. So it hasn't flipped yet. But hopefully it doesn't flip before I can get that money and buy that.
Yeah.
That would save me. I mean, the building's not pretty, so I mean, the roof is done. The internals are not too bad. It does need some modern updates to like fix some of old school problems like water issues, but other than that, it's pretty sound. And like I said, I'll save a ton of money just from the cooking equipment alone, the refrigerators, ovens, all that stainless steel crap.
Yeah, stainless steel is expensive.
Yeah. And hopefully it's not too big for us to make it a beer place.
That's why I just said, yeah, stainless is expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing that's so overwhelming about breweries is like the idea of you get a place, then you go through just the renovations of that place to make it look up to date, good. Then you get into the brewery side and it's like, holy. Because unless if it is a brewery, most of the time there's a lot of retrofitting that has to happen to get a brewery into a place.
Yeah.
Whether it be like gas lines that need to be changed or, you know, like power needs that need to change.
Yeah.
Water. Sometimes I've seen a lot of breweries not work out because the water volume wasn't enough. And then they were even willing to change the water, the piping going in, but then the city wouldn't let them.
Wow. I hope I wouldn't have that problem with Baltimore, but I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause I
So
think this
yeah,
was
that
like
would suck to like buy the building and then figure out the city won't let me fix the water.
yeah, oh yeah, it was something else because they had been working on it for a while,
Yeah.
and pretty much Bangor lost a brewery because of it, and now that brewery's in the capital city, Augusta.
Dang.
But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where like the building was behind other properties, and so in order to do it, it was going through other properties.
Yeah.
And it was going to cost a lot, but they were willing to do it.
Oh no,
And
this
then-
building is on a it's a corporate building, so it's already it should already be done. Like, but I don't know for a fact. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, the people next door, the corner place is a liquor store, and then next to them, they bought the building next to them and turned it into a bar, right? But their bar is not popping. Like there was nobody there when we went, and and we were like, "Hey man, you seen that building next door?" Like, no, it's too small. It's too small. Too skinny. It's whack. It's whack. I was like, bro, the way you went right into that and the amount you knew about it already, I can tell you, me and my friend were like, they got their eyeballs on this, and they're gonna buy it once it's ready, and then they're gonna turn it into their food place to go along with their, liquor and lounge.
So is it on the bottom of a corporate building?
No,
the idea,
it's its
like-
own freestanding condo, basically condo city building.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it is on like the bottom floor of like a corporate building, it would definitely have the water. Whether or not if like whatever the line coming off of the main line would be, but there's at least for sure water. Enough water going into the building to feed a whole building.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I would imagine this place has got good water.
We ran into that issue with our brewery where when we expanded, there was a few things that was like, we need more volume. We had really good pressure, but we need more volume. And they looked into it and it was like $100,000 to change, to put in a new bigger pipe going in. I was like, what? And but I mean, we've made it work. Luckily, it is really high pressure. Like it's I think it's higher than it's really supposed to be, but it's good.
Yeah.
We like the high pressure. That makes up for some stuff. And we just increased our, like on the keg washer, we just increased the rinsing time.
Yeah.
To make up for lack of volume. But you can't run two things at once. Pretty much is what our situation is. If a water tank's filling, then you can't run the keg washer. Or if you use a hose, then you're gonna get hardly any pressure.
How much power does that building have? It's a power issue, right? Or water?
Water.
Oh, okay, water. Yeah.
We have all the power. We did have to put 3-phase into the building. The building didn't have it already.
I definitely want to add 3-phase too. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna have to for that idea, but for my my cyber center, I want to have 3-phase because the equipment I want to have below is some of it is 3-phase, and then I want to be able to have an industrial welder.
What do you need a welder for?
I like to build stuff, and one of the things I want to build is the bus, and I want to be able to. I want to put an industrial size hitch on it, and what do you call it? Gooseneck, and all that. Hitch on it. I want to be able to weld it myself. So.
Yeah.
Rick, question of the day: what do you want a welder for? To weld?
Well,
to weld.
See, for me, what do I want a welder for? To look at. Maybe try to weld.
Yeah,
I've never welded, so I don't know. How hard could it be?
How hard could it be? Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. I think we've got another ebb route now. So we'll maybe use this one on Friday. We'll see. So until tomorrow. What are you going to say, Rick?
Bye-bye.
There you go. All right. I'm going to say thank you to everyone for joining us, and we'll be back tomorrow. Till then, take care. Have a great Monday. Bye for now.